Welcome. So we're going to play our 7th Brothers War Sealed event. We've only got 13 hours left, so we'll have to be quick about it. We could even fit in 2 more sealed, but we'll see. We'll have to. We won't count our chickens just yet. So let's have a look at the rares first. Well, that's the thing that jumps out at me there is we have 2, count them, Mishra's Foundries, which is very nice because they can actually pump each other up. Well, one can pump the other to 4/4. I don't know if we will play both of these. We might, it depends on the mana base. We also have a Land Wall Wastes, which is the green and black pain land, and it seems to be very appropriate because we have a black rare and a green rare. I had Gixian Command 2 events ago. You choose a 5 mana sorcery and you choose 2 effects. The most pertinent ones are destroy each creature with power 2 or less, so it's kind of a sweeper. And there's each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power among creatures they control. So you can take out that Phyrexian Flesh Gorger without having to pay the ward cost. As long as, 7 power is their most powerful creature. But not to be neglected is the return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. So it gives you a bit of card advantage. And there's the put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature, it gains lifelink until end of turn. So that can really help you in the race. So this is a fantastic card. I did look at a tier list and they did give this a 5.0 rating out of 5. It's a good card. Now, in the last seal I just played, I had Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. And in the tier list, this is rated, I think, 4 out of 5. It is a ramp card. It's a 3 mana, 2/3, and it can tap for 2 mana, which can be spent on creature spells or abilities of a creature or creature card. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, you get a +1/+1 counter on Gwenna, and you untap her. Yeah, pretty good. But it doesn't help you cast Gixian Command because it only helps ramp out creatures. And I have another card I've seen before, Tocasia's Welcome. 3 mana. Whenever one or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So this is synergy with smaller creatures, whereas this has extra synergy with larger creatures. So still interesting selection, but we might play Gixian Command and Tocasia's Welcome in an Orzhov deck. We could play black-green, we could play green-white. We'll have to see how it shakes out. I think we didn't get any extra rares from the special artifact set. No, because they would show up here. We will go and look at our white cards first, and I'll just use the bread system to kind of narrow down playables. So bread stands for bread, not bread. B does not stand for bread, it stands for bombs. Bombs, removal, evasion, aggro, and dross, or filler, if you like. So I'll just explain. So if I recall, this is a 1/1 creature for 1. Don't usually play 1/1 creatures unless they do something, unless they tap for mana usually. So I don't think a 1/1 first strike achieves an awful lot. It has some nice utility. You can exile it from the graveyard for 2 mana and scry for 2. That's not bad. But what I do see, out of the corner of my eye, you actually have Gixian Tactician. Now this is interesting. So this is going to boost all soldiers by +1/+1. That would make this a 2/2 first strike. And now, at that point, you'd be talking. That's a significant creature, I would say. 2/2 first strike. But we'll basically, this is only good in a soldier deck. So we'll skip over it for now. We have Phalanx Vanguard. Now this is, I would say, out and out a good creature. This comes under aggression. Aggression is usually, you know, 2-drop and 3-drop creatures that let you sort of curve out and sort of win the game, really, if your opponent can't keep up with you. Airlift Chaplain can be a 2/2 flyer for 3, so that is also good, and it can find a Plains card. It mills for 3, so it can fix your mana and be it's only a 1/1 flyer if you get a land. So I think this is good. 2 prison sentences is fantastic. So this is our first removal card. I should say Airlift Chaplain has got flying, so that's evasion. That's what I mean by evasion. Gets to be unblocked a lot of the time. Tocasia's Welcome goes rather well with our cheap creatures. It's making the survivor look better. Warlord's Elite is a 4/4 for 3, but you have to tap 2 artifacts, creatures, or lands. I think that's good as well, and it works with Tocasia's Welcome. Scrapwork Cohort is 4 mana, unfortunately, but it does make a 1/1 creature, so that kind of, and it's a soldier, so that's good value because you get 2 creatures in play for 1 card. The Aeronaut Cavalry is another soldier, and it pumps up another soldier when it comes into play. I think that's really good because that is another flyer, and then the Tactician pumps all the soldiers, which is brilliant. So Airlift Chaplain isn't a soldier, sadly, but never mind. Hero of the Dunes is a soldier, black-white. Where 5 mana 3/2. When Hero of the Dunes enters the battlefield, return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nice. Creatures you control with mana value 3 or less get +1. Well, that's awesome. That's the first sighting I've had of this card. I had heard of it before. The Flashy Vanguard is good as well. We have a good soldier deck, it looks like. Blue cards. So, Combat Courier draws you cards, and it's a creature. I think it's good. It's cheap card draw, basically. That is also a good thing. Air Marshal can give other soldiers flying. That's not bad. The Archaeologist kind of works in a non-creature deck. I think we skip it. Wing Commando, Flying Soldier, 2/2 flying with prowess. That's good. Okay, Latinam Adept works with a card draw deck. When you draw your second card each turn. So far we've only got. What we'll do is we'll leave out the card draw things. Maybe Combat Courier. You know what? Tocasia's Welcome is card draw. Yeah. So yeah, this is basically not a good card unless it's supported by lots of card draw. So I think we skip it. Mightstone's animation needs to animate an artifact. Could be good. Could be good. It draws a card when it comes into play as well, so that is nice. Desynchronize is removal. We like that. And the Collis Rock is a flyer, as is Spotter Thopter. Yeah. Yeah, I think I grabbed the Combat Courier as well. I'll just put that back in. Okay, so black. Now I'm a big fan of Emergency Weld. So it's basically Raise Dead, but with a 1/1 soldier token bolted onto it. That seems good. Powerstone Fracture is a good removal spell. Battlefield Butcher does direct damage, I guess. It's a soldier as well, so that's good. Right, Skullflayer. It's not a soldier. You need to fill up your graveyard with creatures, so it's good with self-mill. I think we skip it. Kill-Zone Acrobat, however, is a soldier. I think because you can give it flying, it might work out quite well. I quite like the Transmogrant Altar. It's good if you've got things that you can sacrifice. Scrapwork Rager is a good one actually to sacrifice. And I guess soldier tokens might be good. The Gigamole mills 3 and looks for a creature. So it's almost comes into play and draws you a creature card, which I think is pretty good. But I think we skip it for now. I don't want too much self-mill in my deck unless I'm a dedicated self-mill deck. Obviously Gix's Command is fantastic. We have 2 corrupts. That's a lot of corrupts. Yes, let's think about playing corrupt. Junkyard Genius is definitely good as well. So yeah, as usual, I'm going through and I'm including almost everything in the deck. But we're ruling out a few things. Right, Monastery Swift Spear is a monk. Bitter Reunion, discard and draw 2. So that's very good. Cheap card draw. Hornstone Seeker makes a power token and it's a 2/2 menace, so that's very good. Mishra's Domination. I actually have 3 of these. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's okay, but not that great. Obliterating Bolt is fantastic. Scrapwork Mutt is fantastic. It's discard and draw, and it's on a creature. Cindermore is very good. Trample is another evasion ability. You can get the damage through with that. Raise to the ground, destroy artifact. Fits mana value 1 or less, draw a card. So there's a lot of artifacts. I think that is good and playable. Two sibling rivalries, that goes well with sacrifice effects. Chain Dancer. Gains double strike. It's good with pump spells, I guess, but I think we skip it. Oh, Blessed Engineers. 2/2 for 3. Can ping one target. Oh, it can get plus. It can be a 3/3 trample haste, or it can make it a Powerstone token. Yeah, I like that. That's quite good. And just for completeness, let's go and look at green. We've got the 1 mana mana elf. That's good. We've got 2 fight spells. That's good. I like the Honor Guard. The Opportunist is good because it makes a Power Stone. We skip the Razor more. Gwenna is more ramp. I'm kind of a fan of the Perimeter Patrol. I think it's quite good. 3/3 for 3. Pretty solid. The Bailoff, 4/4 for 4. And you gain 4 life. That's nice. And if you discard it, it goes straight onto the battlefield. I don't think there's too many discard effects that I've run into. Anyway, it's pretty good. It actually goes well with Boulder Branch Golem. That one also gains life for you. Centaur Soldier. Oh wow, if you have 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, draw a card when it attacks. That's pretty awesome. We've got this is also ramp. That's cool. And what's this one do? Treefolk Druid. Haven't seen this before. 5/5 trample for 6. Oh, target creature gets +X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. That seems good. So I have basically put every card in the deck. Let's look at colourless things. Yeah, Evolving Wilds is good. Mishra's Foundry is good. Chromatic Star is good. I think Goblin Firebomb is not good. I think that's too expensive. 7 mana. Demolition Field kills non-basic lands, so that's not an issue in limited typically. So we ignore that. Springleaf Drum. Right, so this is another mana ramp thing. A bit like Citadel Stalwart. Maybe that's good. Aeronaut's Wings gives flying. This is worth considering. Coastal Bulwark. Basically 3/3 defender. Surveil for 1. Very defensive. I don't see myself playing this with this selection. I think we're playing something with soldiers. So we'll skip that one. Wow, I've got 2 Energy Refractors, so we do have access to a lot of these card draw artifacts if we want to just dump these in the deck. Liquid Metal Coating makes things artifacts. That would go well with Raise to the Ground. Can make something into an artifact and then blow it up. Foundry Inspector makes artifacts cheaper. Pretty cool. Supply and drop. I still haven't played this card, but it is interesting. You gotta get the card back from it later. Tower Worker adds mana and it has reach. I think that's good. This guy makes a Power Stone. Nah, I don't think that's quite good enough. Power Plant Worker is a 4/4 for 5, and you can pump it to 6/6. I think that is quite good. I've been beaten down by these things a few times. Right. Right, okay, well, blue looks quite weak, but we do know blue has the Ocean Tactician. We also know we have 2 corrupts, which is direct damage and life gain. Sounds pretty good. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that end of part 1, and I will magically have put a deck together when I come back. Alright, thanks for watching so far. And I'm back. So quick look at the deck here. You can see I've gone almost mono black with quite a lot of artifacts. And I thought the card that convinced me to try it out was Corrupt. I've got 2 copies of Corrupt. It deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. At the moment we've got 11 swamps. I did have 14, but I've kind of convinced myself we get a lot of value out of Junkyard Genius. I mean, he can give my entire team menace. That's huge. We've got a lot of small creatures on the ground, basically. And that can just win me the game. So he's good. And I've decided Hero of the Dunes is worth playing. It is expensive. It's 5 mana. But it can bring something back with mana value 3. So if they've killed my Junkyard Genius, Hero of the Dunes can bring it back to the battlefield. It also pumps cheap creatures mana value 3 or less by 1 power. And I'll explain. So that's pretty good, but why is that particularly good? Because we're using Gix's command. And the sweeper here destroys each creature with power 2 or less. So this could actually take my own creatures out of range of my Gix's command, sweeper. The card I've actually just cut is Battlefield Butcher, which you might think that's a good card. Why did I cut that? It's only got 1 power, so it only goes up to 2 power with Hero of the Dunes, so it still dies to Gix's command. That was my reasoning. Also, I don't have many creatures in the deck. I've got sort of 12 creatures. I've got 3 cards that make creatures. So low creature count means maybe this ability is going to be too expensive, and I've got some of my creatures have got Unearth, which you want to kind of use for value eventually and exile things from the graveyard. So I don't think this deck is going to put a lot of creatures in the graveyard consistently to sort of make this kind of an efficient thing. And that's also the reason why I've dropped... I did have Gixian Skullflayer to kind of fill out the numbers. 2/3 for 3 mana, and it gets pumped up if you have every turn if you have 3 or more creature cards in the graveyard. But I don't think it's going to take... I'm going to get to 3 creatures in the graveyard very consistently, because I'm not playing Ravenous Gigamole. That would be a way, because it's milling cards off the top. If you're playing a lot of creatures and your Gigamoles, that's when the Gixian Skullflayers get quite good, and your opponent has to deal with them. But so this is almost like a package, these 5 cards. So I think it's kind of good to cut the entire package, and it gives you a lot of slots to play with. So yeah, basically I've cut the Butcher and the 2 Skullflayers. I put in Junkyard Genius, Hero of the Dunes, and Transmograte Altar. I've kind of... I pulled back from this. I was very excited about this card initially. I've pulled back from it, having sort of... finding it not very good. It's not very good in a kind of... when the game is in that sort of tempo stage where it's very important to play out an efficient creature every turn or kill your opponent's creature, because this is basically 5 mana and sacrifice a creature to make a 3/3, and that's not a good play. But if you can do... when you're in the later game, you've sort of run out of cards, run out of things to do, this starts getting to be very good, and it's kind of overwhelmingly good. So we're going to see if we can get away with playing Transmogrant Altar. We've got a few things we can sacrifice. We don't have the best sort of fodder creatures. My favourite one is Scrapwork Rager, because this draws you a card when it comes into play, and you can unearth it as well. You can sacrifice it both times, and get a couple of 3/3s and a couple of cards. We could sacrifice Scrapwork Mutt in the same way, because that's the value you're getting from that is enter the battlefield. Combat Courier is obviously not as good, because you have to sacrifice this to draw the card. But we might face the situation where, do I want a random card off the top of my deck, or do I want a 3/3 guaranteed 3/3 creature? And the 3/3 creature might win out in that case. Or I might need to top deck Gixian Command just to survive. That it might be that kind of situation. And you might be wondering why I've only got 16 land. Well, we do have Springleaf Drum, so it's 1 mana. We need a creature to actually for this to tap for mana. I thought, yeah, this is worth playing, and we also have, I think, about 6 cheap card draw cards, so that cost sort of 2 mana or less to draw. Combat Courier, Chromatic Star, Scrapwork Mutt, 2 Energy Refractors, and an Ichor Wellspring. So I think this deck can definitely get away with 16 lands. I kind of had a bad experience last time I cut a land, went down to 16, and yeah, it went terribly. But this looks like the deck that can get away with it. So yeah, what I'm worried about, I guess low creature count is always a worry. You might just get rolled over a little bit, just not draw your creatures. We might be spending early turns casting Energy Refractors, Ichor Wellsprings, trying to draw through the deck to drawing into some action, and we might be kind of losing on the board early if my opponent has a fast start. Could be another problem. Excuse me for a second. I've got the sniffles this morning. Probably ought to stop the recording there, really, shouldn't I? That would be ideal. Right, but I think I'm ready to give this a go. Right. We could think about sideboard plans here as well. We could bring in a Goblin Firebomb to blow stuff up. 7 mana's a bit expensive. Coastal Bulwark could be early defensive creature, but actually you need an island to make it good. Aeronaut's Wings against flyers could be good. Maybe this is probably the one we bring in. Right. I think I've got the deck added already, so I'm not going to worry about that. So we'll see if we get a lot of 1 land hands, being on 16 land. Okay, well that's okay. A couple of swamps, Foundry, Energy Refractor, bit of early draw, and then we've got 3 expensive cards. That's not so good, but I think we've got to keep it. I think you keep every 3 land hand, and hopefully this can draw us. Well, we've drawn a land, that's very good. We're obviously going to need that to cast our stuff. Okay, he starts with Aeronaut's Wings. We have a 4-drop. We've got something to do on turn 4. That's pretty exciting. Mishra's Foundry. Yeah, we could sort of threaten to do that. I might get him worried. It gives me something to do on turn 3. Oh, another swamp. So we've actually got 5 mana. We can do a turn 5 Gixian Command if we need to. He is playing blue. He might have a counterspell. Right, so turn 3 we could swing for 2 damage. We risk him having instant removal. I think we just draw a card with Ichor Wellspring. Because this is kind of important for my mana base as well, this Foundry. Cool, another 4-drop creature. Because we can't do Hero of the Dunes on turn 5. At the moment we're gonna have to use Energy Refractor. So it's gonna cost us 6 mana effectively. Right, we've got a Scrapwork Mutt. I think we'll go for the Cohort here to put pressure on the board and draw out his counterspell. Because we don't want him to counter the Rager, because that's going to draw us a card. And we still need to get to 6 mana for Corrupt. Self-Assembler, oh that's a good one. Now, Gix's Command can make him sacrifice that one. Power Plant Worker, nice. And I could make this... I could make this a 3-3 with lifelink. I could make this a 5-3 with lifelink. Maybe having more threats would be good. But his Power Plant Worker, he can pump to 6/6. But I can probably kill that next turn if I draw a card. So, yeah, big question. Do we Gix his command or not? I'm going to Gix his command. Okay, we're going to kill his creature and pump a creature. And we're gonna spread things out. I could have gained 2 more life points if I pumped the Cohort. So we'll think about what we want to discard with Scrapwork Mutt as well. Could just discard a Combat Courier. You kind of want to draw 2 cards off this. This is another way of drawing 2 cards. That's getting the subjugation. Okay. Well, that's pretty nice. We hit the swamp. So we can, whilst he's tapped out, we can corrupt and kill this. 5 damage and gain 5 life. Seems good. Before he can actually, you know, pump it up. Probably a good move. That can make him flying 2/3. He has Disenchant as well. Okay, cool. He used it on my 3/3 token. We have another Corrupt. Interesting. Nothing in graveyard yet. Do we discard a Combat Courier? Let's go with the Rager here. Powerstone Fracture is very good. I guess Scrapwork Mutt is a little bit more power than a Combat Courier, and we can definitely discard the Courier. Oh, Evolving Wilds, yeah. Use it, get a planes. Oh, that's gonna help him stabilize a lot. Or is it? I've got another Corrupt, which is kind of brutal, but... how about actually Powerstone Fracture to destroy target creature, destroy that, sacrificing an Ichor Wellspring, which will draw me a card. Another Mishra's Foundry, very nice. Then we want to do Hero of the Dunes. What can we bring back? We can bring back card draw. I think that's better than bringing back the Combat Courier. I mean, that's one extra card. This is potentially two extra cards, so I think that's better. Oh yeah, that doesn't get pumped up, incidentally, because it's a 4-cost creature, but that's fine. So 2 attackers like that. 3 damage through. Gets 2 power. Fair enough. Could just corrupt it, I suppose. Yeah, it's kind of a stupid number of removal spells I've managed to draw. He might have a counter spell. We'll pump this one into a creature. Or, you know, activate it. Bit of life gain. Yeah. So that went pretty well. We drew Gix's command and both corrupts. So yeah, that is going to be quite effective. Is there anything in particular that would be good against his deck? Aeronaut's Wings to match his Aeronaut's Wings, maybe? Because I have literally no flyers. What do we drop for it? Energy Refractor? We drop a top-end card. Yeah, Energy Refractor draws us an early card, which is quite important. Scrapwork Cohort, how good is that? It's pretty good. We've got to drop something, so I think we drop a 4-drop. Try and keep all of the card draw. So we've gone down a creature. We can try and match his flying plan. Okay, we've got Chromatic Star, that can draw a card. Energy Refractor draws a card. So it's a keepable 2-lander. He's got Fortified Beachhead, nice. We've got a slow hand. I mean, Transmogrant Alt is not going to do a lot. We can, of course, sack Chromatic Star and Emergency Weld it to bring it back. Sack it again, draw another card. Which is kind of silly, but That's going to draw us through our deck and get us more lands, get us to some action. Might just do Energy Refractor. Cool, so he's got a defensive card. That's encouraging. We'll do the Refractor here. Draw planes, nice. Another land, that's good. Right, I think we just go straight for Transmogrant Altar, see if he counters it. And I guess the thing to remember about Chromatic Star, that's getting disenchanted, okay, fair enough. You can sack this to another effect, because and still draw the card, because the card draw triggers from hitting the graveyard, so you don't have to use it for mana of any colour. We can Emergency Weld and bring that back as well, which is pretty good going. Well, he's hit another land. That is good for him at this stage. We've hit another land, that is very good. We'll be able to do a turn 6 Corrupt if we want. I'm going to Emergency Weld. Bring back Transmogrant Altar. Get a 1/1. Make a Combat Courier as well. And the plan is we're just going to turn these guys into 3/3s. I mean, I could draw cards off the Combat Courier, but see, we're at that interesting kind of stage. Oh, draw 2. Surely draw 2. Yeah. I wonder if he does have Urza. Drawn the other Corrupt. That's pretty nice, I've got to say. Right, Transmogrant Altar. This the activation speed, notice, is sorcery, so this is where I think we sack the soldier and make a 3/3. It is a very slow game, I've got to say. We've managed to sort of get away with playing Transmogrant Altar and using it. And it's definitely good here. Oh yeah, that gives you 2 mana, of course. That is a good one. We've got potentially 2 5 damage Corrupts the next couple of turns if he does something big. Okay, that's tapped down. Nice. So that's used up 2 of his removal spells now. This is 3 mana to pump up. Right, this doesn't tap for mana. He could have something. Like a counter spell. 5 damage on the power plant worker. Yes, do it. Nice. And then we'll attack with a 3/3. He can trade off if he wants. Get a bit of value out of it. Still haven't used our Chromatic Star. Probably getting to that time. Oh, here we go. He's getting Power Plant Worker back. And he can cast it. He's going to tap out to cast it again. Well, that is a shame because I'm going to corrupt it again. I drew both corrupts again. I didn't use the Chromatic Star. But we can always sack that to Kill-Zone Acrobat. Now I think of it. Take 3. He does have another beefy guy. Okay, Kill-Zone Acrobat and Mishra's Foundry. And next. And then it's going to get to definitely a situation where it's a bit of a race. Okay, that's tapped down. Yes, he's going to tap it down. So, on balance, this is where Combat Courier blocks and gets sacrificed to draw a card. But I've hit. That's a lot of removal. Well, I guess from both sides. Where's Gix's command? That's handy. Over to my turn. We don't know. Scrapwork Mutt. Alright, Gix's command takes out the Onulet. We only have one creature in graveyard. It's kind of annoying. Combat Courier can be sacrificed for a card. That's going to cost me a total of 3 mana. If we activate the Foundry, put 2 tokens on it, we still have 5 mana left. Gix's command. Do that one, do that one. See if he's got instant speed removal for my Foundry as well. He has instant speed removal for my Foundry. Of course he does. Still, I can't complain, can I? I drew both Corrupts and my Gix's command. So it's only fair he should get both Disenchants and 2 Weakstone Subjugation as well. Oh wow, no, that's horrendous. Okay, that's another. Okay, it's a Tower Worker. It's not the scariest thing in the world. That's 7 damage. Okay, Tocasia's Onulet goes away though. Okay, Scrapwork Mutt. Discard a swamp. It's time to sacrifice Chromatic Star, isn't it? So let's do that. I don't know why I did red mana there, but okay, let's play the Kill-Zone Acrobat. How about Aeronaut's Wings as well? Then we're threatening to put in some damage, but we're kind of losing the damage race now. We're probably going to just take 7 this turn. I suppose we want to put that on the Acrobat, trade with the Self-Assembler. And then put it on the Mutt and trade with the Loran. Okay, no blocks, take 4. Cool. At least Loran didn't attack. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that is horrendous. He had another legendary. Right. We are just fighting for my life here. Tower Worker or Combat Courier and draw. What does Tower Worker achieve? It stops the point of damage, gives me a bit of mana. He's got his Aeronaut's Wings now. You can put it on Loran, yeah, it makes sense. And then he's got something. Okay, I have to kill Loran. There is no option. Because there's the power plant worker, and that gets flying and just flies over and murders me. For the 3rd time I've seen this guy. Oh no, it's Springleaf Drum. That's not a good draw. Okay, this guy comes out. I sack him immediately. Draw a card. Scrapwork Rager. We could tap, draw a card. We're going to take a huge amount of damage next turn. And we're not going to be able to really do much. But, okay, we go down to 13, we draw another card. That draws us another card. No attacks. Let's see, we are spending a lot of time. I think that's 17 minutes. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. We should have, hopefully, time for the last game. So yeah, respect this guy's deck. It's pretty good. So that is going to be 7 damage in the air. Total of 11. Okay. Oh, he's a Junkyard Genius. That's quite cool. So, before we do anything else, we've got to put, I think, Aeronaut's wings on something. I'm gonna do a Junkyard Genius. Don't think it does a lot for me. He's a 2/2. Let's play it. Ichor Wellspring as well. Let's draw a card. Foundry Inspector, okay, no attacks. So yeah, we lost to Superior Card Draw and Recursion here. Got a lot of value out of Loran. I think he got 2 cards back with Loran. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I died to 2 damage. No, somehow I didn't block, but never mind. Didn't really matter. Yeah, tapping the Tower Worker, obviously that let him do that. But he could have, he had other ways to win there. Right, what is going to stop this? Do I change anything at all? Do I want to bring back the card I took out? Transmogrant Altar, obviously he showed he's got answers to that. Do I... But the Altar's an answer to Weakstone. Not the weak, yeah, the Subjugation. So I can bring this out and sacrifice the thing that got tapped down. Yeah. Don't know if there is a lot I want to change here. Goblin Firebomb. It's kind of the emergency need to kill stuff thing. Springleaf Drum. That's like my 17th land, basically. I'm going to say done here. Now, first of all, let's not run out of time. Play first. I think it's playable because we've got the card draw thing there. We've got a removal spell. Keep it. We can fracture that, weld it to bring it back. Draw another card. So we've got some early card draw and a removal spell. I'm just going to hope we draw into a land and we can play our 3 drops. Okay, it's going to be a delayed 3 drop. Right, I was just thinking Powerstone Fracture on that, but we've top decked a Swamp, so we can actually put the pressure on. This guy's 3/2 and makes my artifacts cheaper. So we could play Scrapwork Rager next turn. I'm gonna say yes. That's yes to Foundry Inspector. I guess what we want him to do is just invest mana in Transmogrant's Crown a little bit. Now we've got to think: do we want white mana or red mana? We've got this is mana fixing for red, so I think we look for the plains with this, so we can actually cast our black-white card if we draw it. I think we want to draw a card. I think we want him to spend 2 mana to equip this before we blow it up. That's very good, drawing another swamp. Interesting. He is attacking. Why is he attacking? He can't equip this at instant speed. I would block. I will just see. Show me what you got. Okay, now the swamp is good. He didn't equip this. It is a very good card. Do I just want to take out this huge blocker and get in with some damage? It means I lose my mana. No, I can bring back the mana fixing. Yeah, let's not think about it too much. Powerstone Fracture, the big blocker. I think attack with these two. Play the most aggressive card. And go. We just hold the Transmogrant Altar back. It's basically sacrifice the thing that he taps down. Oh, he's gonna maybe blow something up. Yes. And it will be Kill-Zone Acrobat. Makes sense. Well, we'll force him to kill a 3/2 creature with his 5 mana spell. So he has a good plan here. He blocks and draws a card. Because we've obviously, we made our choice to blow up his big blocker. I think we just attack with Foundry Inspector. Because we're okay with this trading off. Because that was also a source of card draw. Could have played that pre-combat, by the way. Actually, no. Emergency Weld. Do we like the Foundry Inspector more? Yeah, than Kill-Zone Acrobat. We don't have much stuff to sacrifice. And we'll play him again. He doesn't know I've got Transmogrant Altar in my hand, so I think that's good. Tower Worker, unimpressive blocker, but he can obviously put that on it. This is where, I start to regret not playing. Alright, Mishra's Foundry. And now it's just looking very bad to... it's looking very bad to attack right now. We'll sacrifice this, turn it into a 3/3. Foundry Inspector could run in and get traded off for a card. Doesn't seem too good. No attacks and turns. I think he's stabilized here. But we haven't yet drawn Corrupt. Okay, he's going to go ahead and attack with that. Isn't that interesting? Let's let it through. I expect he'll switch this onto his Coastal Bulwark. And that's getting disenchanted. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, non-artifact spells cost 1 more to cast. Nice. So we didn't see this before. Yeah, that's going to go on there. So we are not attacking. We have found a corrupt. That's pretty cool. We could just... Six damage. Just wondering, do I want to just... yeah, I can get 3 damage through. He can trade that for a card. I lose a dude. It's not good apples. It's not a good trade, but... I'm going to do it. Take out his big guy. Let's keep chipping in with damage whenever we can. He's drawing cards every time, but he might draw land. That's my theory. At some point his life total gets a bit too low, and he's in the danger zone. Okay, no blocks, so he's got another creature to bring out to switch this onto, I guess. He has a deadly riposte, okay. Yeah. Thinking, okay. Okay. Instant speed removal for Mishra's Foundry, I'm thinking. It's very suspicious. He doesn't have any blockers. So, should I have used Corrupt to kill that Lodestone Golem? He's going to bounce that and reuse it. Oh, nice. Okay. But he's just going to draw 2 cards, right? Because drawing cards is how you win. And he is doing a very good job of that at the moment. Aeronaut's Wings. Okay. It's going to be hard for me to defend against his attacks. But he is going to... Yeah, his life total is now low enough. He has to block. Springleaf Drum. Not the best card. But this is my 17th land, basically. Right, let's not run out of time. Hey, that's the main thing. He's got to kill me here. I've got to just draw into something good. Okay, that's a good card. That's a good card as well. Am I regretting not blowing up Transmogrant's Crown yet? Yes, is the answer. It's turned into a long, drawn-out game where he's ground me down here. So, yeah, that's prison sentenced. Okay, nice. He has other removal, it turns out. Now what did I blow up with? I was so greedy. I blew up. I used Powerstone Fracture. on... It was Retrieval Agent. Yeah, a really big blocker. So I thought I'll go for a bit of tempo rather than sort of long-term advantage. Try and get some damage through. I think maybe it's a reasonable decision, arguably. Power plant worker, we say. Okay. It's a big blocker on the ground, but it is not flying. Let's see. Yeah, no, we could do that. Yeah, he can just do that, and it's enough damage to win. Gotta say, I thought my deck was good, but I can't say. I mean, it's a feels bad moment here, not blowing up the thing that's obviously the card advantage tool that has led to his victory. But I went for tempo. I went for early damage. I thought maybe I can overwhelm him here, and sort of, you know, do. I could have held on to that corrupt as well instead of killing the 5/3. I made the tempo play again. Let's get through some creature damage. But yeah, arguably that's played it into his hands massively. So maybe don't go for tempo with this deck. Maybe I do not have the most aggressive deck here. Play for card advantage. If I can knock out their card advantage tool, maybe that's half the battle. Okay, I get to play first. But of course, this is the rule. If you get to play first, you always get a one-land hand. Almost, well, about half the time. We can actually play Springleaf Drum, but then we don't have a follow-up creature to tap for mana. Bit risky. Let's mulligan. It's 2 lands. We've got the Springleaf Drum. We've got the Chromatic Star, Energy Refractor. Yeah, this is good. This is card draw. Will we need a Tower Worker? These are both kind of ramp cards. I think, do we need Springleaf Drum here? I think I'd rather have the creature that taps for mana. Maybe this is an insane decision, but I'm gonna drop the Springleaf Drum. This is mana fixing, but I think I need a bit of card draw. Haywire might. Oh, we drew a swamp. Interesting. So if I play this, he could blow up my star, so I don't get a card from it because it exiles. We'll see if he wants to do that. I'm gonna play this and draw a card. I don't care if he wants to exile my star. That's fine. Okay, well that's a rare. Okay, what does it do? Discard a creature, search for a creature, put it into the hand. That seems good. Okay, Foundry Inspector is a 3/2. We're getting beaten down here a little bit. Maybe I go for the defensive kind of ramp thing. The 1/3. Getting beaten down, and we're on the play. So yeah, obviously he went 1 drop, 2 drop. That's how that works. We've also got, for turn 4, Foundry Inspector into Scrapwork Mutt. The only problem is, do we have anything to discard that we want to discard? Because we kind of want this land. Discarding Thrax a Demon and looking for what exactly? Clay Revenant. Okay, so you've got a reanimation kind of... Oh, wow, no, yes, no, I get it. It works exactly, it works with Fauna Shaman. And he's brought that back, yeah. That's nice, that gets a nice. Junkyard Genius, well. I think that's what we use the Chromatic Star for. We'll make red, play Junkyard Genius. Draw a card. We'll draw a mountain. And we could play a Scrapwork Mutt as well, because we do have Tower Worker mana. And I could discard the mountain. Yeah, I didn't think about that, did I? We get Evolving Wilds. Okay. We'll get the plains. We can always use Energy Refractor for red mana. Epic Confrontation. Okay, sure. He's done. He's kind of got his combo going here nicely. Okay, we're going to use this and get the plains out of the deck. Foundry Inspector, and we've kind of run out of gas here. He's got infinite gas, unfortunately. So discard that. The nice thing, you just need to draw the Fauna Shaman, and then you can look for the Clay Revenant combo. Let's just watch as he draws through his entire deck. This is where I can concede the game, actually. Arguably. Well, I can top deck Corrupt and kill Fauna Shaman. I could top deck Gix's Command, sweep the board as well. Okay, he's got an aggressive creature, nice. Powerstone Fracture. Yes, okay, so... we want to keep the Energy Refractor if we want to unearth Scrapwork Mutt at a later date. So I'm thinking blow up the Power Stone to take out the Fauna Shaman. Kind of stop the nonsense. He has gained a sizable advantage already, but it isn't game winning yet. Play as Revenant. It's not too scary. Cool. We'll play Combat Courier for 0. We could just draw. No, I think I'm gonna play my Swamp. I don't want to miss out on a land drop, and then this probably gets sacked end of turn. Because it could block something if he wants to start attacking. Oh no, he has Titania's Command. That is the most powerful card in the game. especially when you have a board of 5 creatures. It's absolutely insane. And even my Gix's command isn't going to do anything to stop that. Right. Right. Is there anything we can do here? So Combat Courier could just block there and draw a card. We do have 5 toughness here, so he has to choose which of those he kills, right? And take 9 damage. Scrapwork Mutt, I don't think we achieve much by... I think we'll save him as a chump blocker for next turn. That's my theory. Yeah, I'm a fool. I forgot to sacrifice that. Unfortunate. Okay, well let's... so Emergency Weld gives us a chump. Don't know why I'm doing all this. This is dead lost. Right. I mean, how much time are we wasting? We're down to 24 minutes. Let's play a bit more and see a bit more of his deck. So he's got a Gixian Avenger. Good game. So, I mean, we could lose my entire... Yeah. Just concede there. So, the only way we can beat this guy is if he doesn't draw... Guy's command, or whatever it's called. Because that just wins instantly. We have to draw Gix's command to clear his board the turn before he plays that. Is there anything here that actually is going to help against his plan? I'm going to say no. We don't have the hand destruction option. So we'll say done there. He had a good... So I think it's looking like he's got a strong deck here, and I'm going to go 0-2. But it had to happen eventually. I don't think it's a terrible idea to go for 2 corrupts and Gix's command and Monoblack with artifacts. It seems okay. Right, play first. And yes, we go first. What does that mean? You always get a 1 land hand. That is the rule, I think, in the best of 3. We could play Combat Courier and then not have enough mana to sacrifice it to draw a card. I think we have to mulligan. Okay, we've got 2 land, 3 card draw things. Yes, good. Do we want to Junkyard Genius? Because he's the expensive thing that costs 4 mana. I think we want to draw him later, and we're going to play Combat Courier here. Let's see if he does his turn 2 rare. He's got turn 1 Haywire Might, so that's a start. Let's attack in. As if we don't need to draw cards. We're drawing a card with Energy Refractor next turn as well. Does he have it? Maybe he does not have it this turn. Right, this is just straight up draw a card. Let's hope that we get the land. We've got Scrapwork Mutt for next turn, if that's not going to be the thing. Okay, never mind. What do we... I think we discard a Foundry Inspector with Scrapwork Mutt. Thank goodness for that. Okay, we can Foundry Inspector. Combat Courier for 1. Just the case is a case of what do we discard with Scrapwork Mutt. Epic Confrontation takes him out. Okay. 3 damage. Okay. We'll discard a power plant worker. That's quite simple. We'll play another Foundry Inspector first. But we miss a land drop if we do that. But, oh well. Guess this is the more aggressive play. So we went first. We are down 2 lands unfortunately, and he's already playing his 5-cost removal spells. So Scrapwork Mutt. We're only 1 mana away from the Rage. I think we drop the power plant worker here and just hope to bring it back later. Okay, we've got a Springleaf Drum. That's not terrible. That is mana at the end of the day. We're losing the damage race here a bit. He can Haywire Might that, of course, to like ruin my mana. But I mean, we've been punished before for playing 16 lands, but this is 16 lands plus a Springleaf Drum. You see that? If this was a land, though, we'd had a 2-lander in the first. My first hand. So it's not really. One land plus that is not particularly good. Wow, we take a land. That is nice. So we don't want to trade the Mutt for this guy. Obviously, we're getting to that stage of the game where that's just not a good trade at all. We're going to play the Rager and draw a card. Okay, and no attacks. And that's getting another Overwhelming Remorse, because he's got... That's 4 removal spells he's had in 14 cards. But the other option is he draws all his combo cards. So, okay, well that isn't terrible. That means we get the white mana for Hero of the Dunes. We're 1 mana closer to Corrupt. We only have 3 swamps, but never mind. But yeah, this guy might kill us. Kind of all he needs is this guy. Just gives it flying. Corrupt is not instant speed, so we kind of need to get to 5 swamps to blow it up. If we, Hero of the Dunes next turn, we can get a Foundry Inspector back, I suppose. It hits the battlefield and it pumps up my dudes as well, which is quite good. So let's see if he probably has removal number 5, but that's fine. So we're dead in 2 turns, and this doesn't fly on defense, unfortunately. What does this do again? Mills 2, right. And there's the Fauna Shaman, okay. And there's a Death Touch, okay. Right, Hero of the Dunes it is. Well, we could just, attack. Try and outrace him. Because he's got a bunch of 1/1s. Let's face it. Maybe Combat Courier stays back to trade with Ashnod. I can exile that to make 3/3s. Gnawing Vermin. When that dies, that kills one of my 1/1s. I think Kill-Zone Acrobat. Sacrifice Energy Refractor. Get in for 4 damage. Isn't terrible. We've got to find an answer. Oh, okay. You drew your card again. Of course you did. Okay, these two are attacking. Okay, that's not flying. So I guess we can't really take 6 damage. That's got 4, so yeah, we have to trade off like this and this. We lose a 1/1. We do hit that. We can do a corrupt for 3. Pathetic. But it puts me on 10 life points, so it gives me another turn. So I've got to, just kill Ashnod. Jump block, basically. So I guess, we lost to Titania's Command this match. Well, and in the first game he had just the Fauna Shaman combo. Previous match was... Did I even get 1 win? I might have done. There was something else quite powerful. So yeah, that's his. By the way, that just casually, that is removal card number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you do count Haywire Might as a removal, he's got through 19 cards. So we'll take. Oh yeah, chump block. We actually survive for another turn. Amazing. Scrapwork Cohort actually makes 2 blockers. Scrapwork Mutt, discarding card. Okay. Swing in for 2, may as well. Okay. Bang and bang. Now, I've already forgotten match 1, but I remember he had quite a powerful card. What was... Yeah, he had some kind of rare that was quite good. But yeah, 0-2. It had to happen eventually. My my run of getting at least 1 win is over. But I think my deck was interesting. Hadn't gone for the practically monocolor sealed deck before. Not many formats allow you to get away with that. No, I'm just thinking because I can't. Again, I've already forgotten match 1. There was something powerful that guy had. But yeah, it felt very much like the Prince format. I think rares seem to dominate it, and I did leave out quite a strong rare. I left out Tocasia's Welcome just because at first I basically wasn't going to play white at all. Now I think of it, if we're splashing for white, That is a great sort of long-term card draw spell for this deck. And it just kind of occurred to me when I was thinking about what bomb rares did I possibly leave out of my deck. Yes, this one. I probably should have been playing that. In the first match, yeah, my opponent did the second game. He had the new skull clamp thing where he draws a card when the creature dies, and I had the opportunity to blow it up with Powerstone Fracture, but I used it for one of his big blockers instead. I kind of chose a tempo play instead of a kind of long-term card advantage play. So, not necessarily a mistake, but I guess considering maybe how grindy my deck is, maybe that makes it a mistake. Because we're just maybe not quite that aggressive. We're kind of doing transmogrant alter things and stuff. Yeah, but I think it was the first match. I think I had a very straightforward win in game 1, and got overconfident, and then game 2, horrendous things happened. I think he drew all the cards. He drew so many cards. Yeah, so definitely one deck mistake. If I was going to put white in for Hero of the Dunes, should have remembered, oh yeah, Tocasia's Welcome would be good. I do have a lot of... How many mana value 3 creatures do I have? Yeah, lots. There are lots in the 3-drop slot. That would be... Yeah, so this would be an alternative long-term value thing, instead of maybe Transmogrant Altar. Maybe that's what we would take out. Yeah. But not much beats that that green rare we were facing. Gaia Awakens, or whatever it's called. Gaia's Command. So it's probably the first match. That was my chance to actually win one, I think. What worked in this deck? So we tried going to 16 land again, because we got 6 cheap card draw cards. As long as I can get two land, 2 mana out, it's we can use all those card draw effects, because Combat Courier, Energy Refractor, Ichor Wellspring, 5 of them are 2 mana card draw things. It's only the Chromatic Star you can use for 1 mana. And every time I was on the play, I seemed to draw... My first draw would be a 1-land hand. I think one of them... So in theory, the Springleaf Drum is the 17th land. One of them was a 1-land hand with Springleaf Drum and no creatures I could cast, of course, because I don't have very many early creatures. So, I don't know if you can get away with Spring... It seems... I don't know, maybe there's a case that I was just unlucky, but maybe this is more evidence you just can't get away with 16 landers in best of 3, even if you're a practically monocolor deck with lots of card draw effects. It seems crazy to me. This should surely work, right? Surely you can play 16 land, but I just seem to get punished every time. Anyway, what was cool? I really like Emergency Weld in this deck. Great for bringing... If you can... Well, if you have sacrifice outlets, like... I think we needed a few more sacrifice outlets. We had the Kill-Zone Acrobat, the things that can sacrifice my card draw artifacts. So Kill-Zone Acrobat and Powerstone Fracture. That's 3 sources. The altar only sacrifices creatures, and we're kind of low on creatures, and we don't have too many fodder creatures. But yeah, you want to sacrifice your Ichor Wellspring, bring it back with Emergency Weld, draw another card, sacrifice it again, draw another card. This is potentially a huge card draw engine in this kind of deck. So the drawback of all of these 2 mana card draw things, you're not doing much on. You're not very aggressive on turn 1, turn 2. That's kind of my sort of aggression starts at turn 3. And maybe a problem with that is, I'm running a 16 land hand, 16 land deck, and getting stuck on 2 mana a bit too often. So that's an issue. Let's see, do I regret leaving out anything in black? Would the I don't know. Would the Gixian Skullflayer have made a difference? Because this was in the deck at the start. Because potentially you could go, right. Let's be sensible. Let's play 17 lands. Let's drop the Springleaf Drum for a land. We can keep the Chromatic Star, but let's drop the 2 Energy Refractors and the Ichor Wellspring. Maybe Transmogrant Altar. Drop these 4. And play 2 Skullflayers, Battlefield Butcher, maybe a Ravenous Gigamole, maybe another Ravenous Gigamole. We could drop something else, maybe a Scrapwork Cohort, or and then we're going to have, that would put more creatures in the deck. We could mill creatures with a Gigamole. Skullflayer could be a threat. That's an argument, I think. But I saw other people doing this kind of strategy, and I thought I'd copy it. And it means you put a lot of card draw in the deck, and it means you get to your Gix's commands, you get to your lands, you get to your corrupts a bit quicker. So I think it is just a choice of different strategies. Maybe this set of creatures here is not that mind-blowingly powerful. So maybe these are kind of equal strategies you could try. But anyway, I was quite excited to try this out. I thought, yeah, 2 corrupts, Monoblack, practically. We did water it down, I guess, by splashing white and red and having a plains and a mountain and trying to play the Mishra's Foundry. I think the Mishra's Foundry is definitely worth playing, though. Junkyard Genius definitely worth playing. Not sure about Hero of the Dunes because it's a 5-drop, but it does work quite well with Gix's command. It means some of my creatures don't die to the 2 power sweeper. But yeah, anyway, I think that's probably enough discussion of the deck. We will claim the prize here, 200 gems. We've got 3 hours left for another one. We've kind of burnt through most of our gems, but we've got enough for another sealed deck. So I think I'll see if I can do that quickly. It's the deck building stage just can take a while unless you've got a very obvious plan. Anyway, thanks for watching. I think that's the video.